So I was talking to my therapist the other day, and she talked to me about how I talked to her basically about how I wanted to create content around things that I felt are important to me, right? And she knows the one thing that is really important to me is my healing process, how I am dealing with grief, how I am managing my mind, my time, my efforts, not to necessarily get over it because we don't, but to manage it. And one thing that we discussed that's not talked about enough, and we said, okay, I'm gonna do a series on grief. So it won't be all the grief in one thing, but it's parts of grief. And I think what I want to focus on first is the actual act of caregiving and how it changes your life and how, if you know a caregiver, if you are a caregiver, how you can manage to take care of yourself. And if you know a caregiver, check on the caregiver because caregiving takes a lot. And I think that we all have to explore what our role is in caregiving because say you're taking care of your parents, are you the sister or the brother that is actually there, that's doing the work, that's taking care of that person? You've given up your job, you've given up your everything to take care of the person, and or are you the brother or sister that calls or stops by, drops off food, but goes back to your life and your family and your what you do on a daily basis? Um, are you the person who knows caregiving is going on, but you haven't even stopped by and said nothing, you just praying? Um, so I think the important part is to identify your role as a caregiver. My role as a caregiver was to basically um, be there. I gave my parents my master bedroom. I lived with them for 7 years and I was there 24/7. And it was hard. I was so blessed because I have a sister who also gave up a lot to be there as much as she could to assist, right? She's I had to work. I was trying to retire from education. And so she had just retired and she would come and sit all day with my parents and take care of them and do whatever they needed in the day. And then at night it was me and then my brother-in-law. I mean, we had this cohesive structure, right, where we really took care of my parents. But then I've had people to reach out to me and say, how is it that I'm the only one? I'm the only one that's here, that's taking care of my mom. I'm doing everything. And you haven't felt that pain until you have changed your mom's diaper or even your dad's diaper. I had both of my parents. And when I say caregiving, I mean all the way. It wasn't a monetary thing, it was a physical act. And I know it's many people out there who are doing that. You're doing everything. You're bathing them, you're changing them, you're feeding them. Um, it's all of those things. And so I say that to say that if you know somebody like that, give them a break. I was so blessed because I had people around me to call and say, hey, can I do something? Can I stop by? Can I bring something? Do you want me to sit for an hour? I really want you guys to be that person, right? That person that if you know that your sibling or your cousin or whatever it is taking care of somebody 24/7, um, that you would be the one to call and step in and say, hey, can I sit for 2 hours? Can I help you in any way? Can I buy you something? Can I send you to the spa? Can I do anything to help you? Because y'all, it's nothing harder than being that person. And I'm not talking about motherhood. Okay. We can get to motherhood later because that's a whole nother story. I'm talking about elderly care, caring for someone, caring for a parent, a mom or a dad, and you have given up most of your life to do that, right? It's okay to do that. I did it. My sister did it. But if you're the person on the outside, you're the sister that lives in California and your mom and your sister lives in Texas, and all you really doing is calling, those are things I want you to consider. Take a week. That person is giving up a lot. Take a week and go give them a break. Go help. Go over there. If you live in the same town, go over there and help. Ask what they need. Ask how you can help. Be involved um, with the process. I am not talking about, I'm only talking about normality, right? I'm not talking about situations where you hate your mom and you don't want to take care of her. I'm not talking about situations where your dad abused you and you hate him. I'm just talking about normal situations where you are a parent or a child who's taking care of a parent, you're a sibling of a caretaker, you're a family member of a caretaker. Let's see how we can do a better job in supporting the caretakers. That's all. Um, and that's really what I wanted to chatter about, just to be open to helping a little bit more um, because they need it. And sometimes you have people that are caregivers that they aren't going to say anything. They're not going to go, I really need help. I really want to just go to the mall. They literally can't leave the house. And we can't even get to that. I left my house one time, y'all, and I literally ended up in jail. Um, we can talk about that one day. It's that piece. It is that piece. And I'll do a story time about that. So if you want to know what happened, I'll tell y'all. But yeah, it was a whole thing. And so if you're a caregiver, take care of yourself. And we'll do something about that, ways you can take care of yourself. And if you're a family member of a caregiver, or a cousin, a sister, or brother, call them and say, hey, what can I do? How can I help? Do you need a couple of hours just to sit by yourself? Just to listen, going in Barnes and Nobles or somewhere, just sitting by yourself was a thing, right? And so I implore you today to find the caregivers in your life and to give them a break. Give them a break. That's it. That's all.